It's like you're buying your home again, but you're keeping the same interest rate and it's way cheaper than refinancing. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I want to talk about the differences between recasting your mortgage, something you might have not heard about before, and refinancing, something that basically every American homeowner is familiar with. So why does nobody know about recasting, and why does everyone know about refinancing? So let's dive into these topics, and before we get started, if you're able to give me a like on the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's talk about these really interesting mortgage topics. So why are you even watching this video in the first place? One, thank you very much. And two, it's probably because you're aware that in 2023, it's extremely expensive to buy a home, to invest in a mortgage. It's gonna be a massive mortgage with a huge interest rate. We're in the midst of a huge inflationary period, which basically sucks for everybody. Huge slowdown in the real estate sector. So you're probably a smart homeowner who's watching this video thinking, what financial levers can I pull into 2024 to reduce my cost of living? And take a look at the largest line item that is part of my monthly budget, which is your housing expense. So you're doing a good job in taking a look at those things. And the play of a refinance is probably not going to be the right move in 2024 because rates are not coming down anytime soon. It could be at the end of 2024 into 2025, but if you're like me and you have rates under 3%, you're not going to be a person that's going to refinance into a higher rate. That almost never makes sense. And we'll talk about why a recast might be a better play if you have some cash sitting on the sideline versus a refinance, which is the more popular financial tool for homeowners, and why a recast is probably a better option given today's economic environment in real estate. So I want to explain something really clearly. Why are Americans so obsessed with the concept of refinancing? Why does every American homeowner know about refinancing? And they'll say things like, oh, I'll just refinance when the rates come down. Why does everybody say that? Why do they know about that? And it's because it's the exact same reason as why Americans are obsessed with Ford F-150s, and it's because of advertising. And it's because lenders go out of their way to send homeowners information about refinancing. And it's a sales tactic, and they make money off of it. Refinancing is a financial product that lenders sell and mortgage loan officers sell, and they make money off of it. The lender makes money, and then the MLO makes commission. And you're talking about a cost that is 2 to 6% of the loan value that is, your mortgage. So there's a lot of money to be made. And you look at what happened in 2020 when every single homeowner, something like 70% of homeowners refinanced at rates under 3%. Mortgage loan officers made an absolute killing. It was probably one of the best sales roles that you could have been in 2020. And obviously that's declined into 2023. And now there's, a lot of that business has dried up. But incredibly interesting to see this sales tool be utilized by MLOs, and so many homeowners take advantage of it. A lot of money happened and was made during that time. Now, before we jump over to talk about recasting, there are some really positive things about refinancing, but it's usually predicated on that interest rate dropping below where you originally purchased the house at, going from a 7% to a 4.5%, something cool like that, where you're taking advantage of a lower interest rate for the life of the loan. It's like you just rebought the house at a lower interest rate, which is cool. And then in turn, you're gonna have a lower monthly payment, which is nice. There's some interest savings, and you're gonna be probably paying less to principal as well because they're doing a reamortization based on that new interest rate. And two other things you can do with the refinance event is you can eliminate PMI most likely, but that often requires an appraisal, which could cost some money, but they're taking a look at your current loan to value ratio, seeing if it typically meets, it's usually something like 78 or 80%. And then after that, they will waive PMI, and it could be anywhere from $100 to $300, $400 on your loan. And that's a huge monthly cost saving. So that is pretty cool. And then lastly, something I don't recommend, but a lot of people do it because a lot of Americans make poor financial decisions, is something called a cash out refi, where you're absorbing and taking out some of the equity from your home during that refinance event. And I don't recommend that because it just leads to making poor financial decisions, and you're basically trimming out the fat that you've built from your home, and that could cause you to become over leveraged, and that's not something that we want to see. Now let's talk about recasting. Why do I think it's a secret of the pros, and why don't lenders advertise it? I'll give you a hint. There's no money in it for them, very little money. It's a fraction. You're talking 1/10 or 1/20th or less of the cost of a refinance, which is great for the homeowner such as myself or you guys. And it's not as fun or as sexy for the lender, because generally a recast is going to cost $200 to $500 just to take care of it, unlike a refinance where you're paying thousands of dollars. And keep in mind that thousands of dollars on a refinance is typically tacked on to the back of your loan. So if you have a $100,000 loan and you refinance, you could end up with a $103,000 or $104,000 loan, and that puts you back into short-term debt. And yes, you're going to take advantage of a lower interest rate over time, but guess what? Your loan just increased because you refinanced. So that is not very attractive to me. It's not attractive to other homeowners, but I understand, as we just talked about, the benefits of refinancing. However, most people are able to do a recast, again, for a few $100, and you just pay straight up cash and take care of it. And that's why I love recasting. And what exactly is recasting? Think about it. I like to use this analogy. Think about it like you're coming in to your home purchase with a secondary down payment, or maybe even a tertiary down payment if you do it again. And basically what this allows you to do is take a lump sum of money. Most lenders require that it is a lump sum above $10,000. And then you're taking that lump sum and you're filling out a form and you're saying, hey, I'm gonna recast my mortgage. And then you put a check in the mail for that amount. Let's stick with $10,000. And then you're gonna cut a secondary check for $300, which is generally the fee for recasting. So you're sending a check for $10,000, you're sending a check for $300, and then you're sending it to the reamortization department of your lender. And what they're gonna do is apply that $10,000 directly to principal, and then recast or reamortize. It's like you're buying your home again, but you're keeping the same interest rate, and it's way cheaper than refinancing. And that's basically it. And then from there, you come out on the flip side with a lower payment, because again, they're reamortizing based on the new loan amount. Let's say you had a $100,000 mortgage and you paid $10,000, now you're at $90,000. So they're gonna reamortize and do your monthly payments based on that new $90,000 total. So it allows you to save money quickly without going into debt and paying for an expensive refinance. And that's why recasting is really exciting to me. So as we start to look at 2024, why would recasting be the smartest financial play that you could make as a homeowner? And that is because rates are not going to come down in the way that homeowners need them to effectively refinance and actually save money. Again, if you refinance into a higher rate, it's mathematically impossible for you to get a lower monthly payment. It's going to go up because of the interest, and then you're just going to be multiplying your interest payment, which is stupid. So in a recast, it is generally 10 to 20 times cheaper. Let's say a refinance costs $3,000, you're paying $300 on a recast. And that's, again, just out of pocket. You're going to cut a quick check, and nothing is going to be tacked onto your loan in terms of these refinance fees, which are ridiculous. And honestly, these MLOs and lenders are taking advantage of their homeowners in doing this stuff. And it really should just be a free service, in my opinion. But again, everything in America is capitalistic, and that's how they make their money. So great, do a recast, which is way cheaper and is going to allow you to accomplish the same thing in saving money on a monthly basis, saving that interest as well, without the extreme cost. And beyond that, you're not dealing with a mortgage loan officer. You're basically just going to be speaking with a customer service representative within the reamortization department of your lending company, which is nice because no one is trying to push financial products on you. There's no additional fees. You're literally just going to cut a check and put it in the mail in association with the form that you filled out and said, hey, I'm going to recast for this amount. And that's it, which is fantastic. And generally, the process takes about 45 days from start to finish. From when you want to say, hey, I'm going to do this recast, I'm going to put the form in the mail, or you can even email it in most cases. And during that time, you're just going to continue to pay your normal mortgage on the monthly basis, and then they'll email you or they'll call you and say, hey, your recast is done, go check out your new lower rate. And you'll see that lower rate in your online portal, and that is an amazing feeling. Hey, I've just saved an expense on a monthly basis. And then you can also do what's called a debt snowball, and if you kept your same mortgage rate and took the difference that you're saved and just continue to apply that to the principal, that allows you to speed up even faster your mortgage payoff and get out of debt even faster. So as you continue to throw money at the mortgage through a recast, there's a lot of opportunity to accelerate getting out of debt, paying down your mortgage, and being debt-free, which is super exciting. So if you have a family member that's talking about, hey, I'm gonna refinance as soon as rates drop, send them this video or send them some information on recasting so that they can be educated and save some money in the long term and the short term, because again, it is the cheaper option, it's the faster option, and it's gonna be a smarter financial play for you in the long term to not add money to your existing loan in the form of a refinance, which is what happens every time. So I hope you guys found this video informative. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next real estate video, I'll see you later.